one towards the Cassante maybe, but maybe you want to disrupt the Cassante Jax matchup, but you can try to do something with this 5-man level 1. Looks like they're going to have a 3-man stack on bot side, but it's not going to be a full 5-man stack. We'll see if Snarby falls for it. He was tending there. He's feeling it. Or is he? Doesn't look like anything's going to happen. No heavy invade, no Braum level 1 topside shenanigans like that.
Sorry, I thought it was going to... He's just going to walk around in that picture. He's not actually going to go into any range of danger.
You're very into this. Oh my god. The fourth person. Oh, he's thinking... It's a Braum. He's not going to do it, guys. It's a Braum.
Please
he's
don't.
Not
No, Snarby.
There's no way he's going to do a late in, but he's like, it's...
Snarby!
You guys are way too into this. Oh, no!
Oh, Shaolin.
Oh, they're thinking about it!
Oh, they've gone. Oh, they've left.
Oh,
okay, right. Well,
wait, the Braum is still there? Nah, they're out. They're out. They're Audi, as the kids say.
That was...
You heard the kids say that.
Not really an entertaining level 1. Nothing really happened.
Made it entertaining. All right, they made it.
The zoom in was very, very required.
Wave priority will be gotten by the Zeri Braum level 1 though, right? You had a leash from the Nautilus from the Kaiser, so Zeri Braum, they get first push here, they get level 2 advantage. So that's a really good start for a Zeri. Nautilus, he went for the fucking hook, but he didn't get it. That sucks. You go for the flip, doesn't always land. And now you're just waiting until level 6, really. That's how Kaiser Nautilus goes from this point onwards. So the rest of the game is going to be the really interesting part, because Gragas, he knows he needs to get this Jax ahead, which is why he started bot side, why he's shifting heavy towards top side off of that. We'll see if he's actually able to get something.
Well, and Tax has sort of done something similar with the Raptor start into just clearing his full top side on the Maokai. First game today where neither jungler has made their first adventure towards the bottom end. At least not yet. We could always see them recall and then just run down the south section of the map. But Shackle taking his red buff and body slamming over the wall, thinking about an incursion into top lane. Nile is quite far pushed up, and Fjordbjorn has just hit level 3. He's going to be able to get the stun down onto Cassante, who has already popped Ghost. No flash available, but Nile with just enough mobility to get away.
Yeah, Gragas could have gone for the flip E flash on towards the Nyla, but not a Q cooldown up on for the Jax, so no real follow-up guaranteed. Probably good to just save that for next round. Getting the flash burn's good. I expect on the next rotation, he'll try to do a repeat gank there. This is again a game about top side, but the bot lane for Gragas now, it's not really going to do anything until level 6, so...
Yeah, I mean, there is setup there, but you're playing against Braum. That's the unfortunate reality of the lane. We did see Kevo and Cly off of that base pick up the cull for the Zeri, so she's going to be even scarier in the later stages of the game. And with the wave stuck towards Verdant's tower, they are going for a play onto Snarby. He is able to hook away, but Tax will follow him with the grasping roots, and it's first blood into the hands of Kevo.
They never expect the flash Braum engaged there. Well played by Taxa, just 2 minions left for Kaiser, but the wave is ultimately in a decent state for her here now, I think. Unless they were actually able to drag the entire wave with them. They actually were able to drag the entire wave with them, so it looks like they might be in a terrible position. Good job by Taxa to be here when he was. Good job by Verdant as a whole. They pretty much secured Zeri, bot lane, and scaling for the rest of the game. The cull by, oh my god.
It's just 200 IQ, and it's going to get Kevo accelerating even faster. Snarby has stopped being a support. He's now a jungler, and he's looking for a flash engage with the hook onto E-roll. Play making in the mid lane, getting a kill for Shaolin.
Snarby's like, you think that's jungling, Taxa? You think that's jungling? Watch me abandon my ADC entirely and just get my mid laner ahead. Love it. He does this kind of thing every game. It's the kind of thing I love to see. the fact that this bot lane's remained for so long, despite Snarby doing stuff like that, is kind of insane to me. Because bear in mind, they basically left bot lane on a freeze state. So this Kai'Sa's not just not farming, she's progressively losing minions.
Snarby's not going back.
I mean, bot's
there is
over,
another
so...
lane that Snarby wants to go towards, and it belongs to Lele. Fjompun is pretty damn low on mana, but there is no flash for the Cassante, and it is an easy kill for Shackle.
I love Snarby. I love watching this. He just does not care about bot lane. He's like, all right, well, I guess bot lane's over. It feels like, you know what it feels like? It feels like a passive-aggressive response to your ADC being like, well, I guess the lane's over when one thing goes wrong, you know? Like, Taxa gank spot, Kai'Sa has the worst wave in the world. Kai'Sa goes, I guess bot's just done. And Nautilus is like, yeah, all right, I guess bot's just done then. I'm going to see ya, boys.
Well, and the thing is, it's a bad play if it doesn't work.
But it works.
But it works!
It works. And you do need these lanes to be ahead, right? The Jax is a big part of any composition that has him there. You have a lot of good ways, well, basically the Gragas and the Nautilus, to defend mixed section while the Jax does his thing on side. So if you can get that guy ahead, it's huge. If you can get Jace ahead, you can play heavier towards the Jax. They're getting midsection ahead.
E-roll, actually part of the Petrifying Gaze on Shannon, who's going to go back in. That's a kill in the 1v2 for the Cassiopeia, and Shackle will get chain flash away from E-rollers. That last twin fan, not quite enough to take out the Gragas. Nile coming over, but Shackle can barrel himself over the wall. And actually getting his turnaround kill on 3-roll with the level up, but the unstoppable from the all-out gets Nile the kill.
That was a tragic sequence of events for everybody involved. So we cast a curse to Jace by saying they were getting mid lane ahead, and then Cassio just walks into the barrel and decides to even it out anyway. I mean, well played by both sides there. I like to see this midsection getting contested by both teams here because it matters so much. Teams do neglect it. And again, to be a top team, you have to show that you're not neglecting this side. Bit inconsistent play around it right now.
Ooh, but Snarby potentially over-aggressive as Kebo has already used the Lightning Crash. The Winter's Bite goes wide, so Clyde going to take a little bit longer to apply the passive. Prox is in the top lane. Verdant looking for a play onto Fjompun, actually. But the Jax is turning that one around.
Conqueror stacked.
Ultimate going Conqueror stacks in the bot lane. There was a play going on. We're back in top lane once again, and it's a kill for Nile. 2-1-0. This game much more action-packed than the previous two.
I apologise. He had Lethal Tempo stacked, so if he had Conqueror stacked, he would actually have won that, by the way. Bot lane, though, like, the massive play happening there in the setup from Snarby, that was not done entirely as a flip. He knew that Jace Gragas had leaned down towards bot side. They came in. Zeriboom could not extend the play there whatsoever, which meant that they either had to die or full river control was going to be granted over towards the Gragas and towards Domino. And Domino, they delivered themselves a Drake off of that.
But Verdant will grab that Herald as we get another look at that play. Shalin going down there, and he rolled. The poison just ticks off Shackle at the absolute worst time there.
I just love the stalemate that they had there over the cask, and then he walks in.
It's unfortunate. That was good by Nilo, though, recognizing, seeing the level up very, very quick from Shackle and going, actually, I need to ult this guy, otherwise I don't get this kill. And spares his mid laner a few blushes. But coming out of the earlier stages of the game, 9 and a bit minutes in, Verdant got the kill lead, got a minor gold lead for themselves as well as Hero just doing a little so-and-so freezing in the mid lane.
Yep. I mean, this isn't actually, technically this is actually a slow push. God, how do you not know the difference?
Have I done play-by-play tries to analyze wave state again?
This, my man, is a freeze, all right? What Nyla's got going here. See, there's someone in production knows, all right? But yeah, so you do have a very good situation for Verdant relative to the games that we normally see from them, right? Normally, we're expecting big comeback plays from them, but against Dominoes, they're not firmly in control, but they do have a large degree of control in the early phases, and they've definitely slowed down. Can I call him Flaxish? The top laner of Domino on Jax here, right? They've definitely slowed down his acceleration, and that's very good for them. They're not letting Domino walk over their midsection. That's very good for them. And their bot lane, that card is 25 off of getting its next spike. It's a good situation for Verdant. It's not like Dominoes are out, though, right? And Dominoes has shown that if you think they're out, Snarby is probably in the brush waiting to Hex Slash on top of you.
I mean, even in like Div 2 last year, Domino were this team who just randomly won, who could just find a fight out of somewhere in situations where they probably shouldn't. And I'll tell you what, they actually did it against Verdant a couple of times back when they were playing against each other. And now in Division 1, Verdant have got themselves this lead, but like you said, Domino, definitely not out of this game yet.
Yeah, definitely not out, but it is a lot harder for them going forward. But I loved that lean from the Jace, from the Gragas towards bot side while all the palaver was happening top. I loved how they secured the Drake, and hopefully they repeat that kind of a movement on the next neutral objective. The big question for me now is how relevant is Lari going to be in the next fight? Because if Kelvo is able to get his itemization in, thanks to that cull, you could have a big discrepancy in ADC power on the next grouping, and if so, Domino have to have that midsection control to have numbers advantage, or they will lose out.
Well, an effective tool for securing mid lane control is the Rift Herald. This one, just going to get a wave in, just going to get a couple of plates, but more gold and a Cassiopeia is never something that I'm going to be complaining about. E-roll, very proficient on the champion, has already picked up his Rod of Ages and got that stacking.
I just remembered, actually, that I bet against Domino, no? Because I have to bet against Aragon. Yeah, I'm happy with this. I love this state of affairs. Brilliant. Perfect. All right, good job, Verdant. Keep it up. Love you guys. Yes, get all the gold on the Cassante. I actually would prefer it to be more on the Zeri, but you can't really play Acceleration with Zeri. She's a weird champion in that regard. Whenever I see Zeri in draft, my immediate thought is, okay, how can the opposing team take advantage of the fact that Zeri is there, right? Because it's a mid-range champion. It's not a long-range champion. So even in carry states, you can do stuff like Jace, Gragas, Nautilus, these kinds of picks that give a space of danger that Zeri has no choice but to play in, right? And also in lane, you can immediately think Varus, Ashe, Heimerdinger, Caitlyn, Draven is the big one for me when it comes to Zeri, right? These kinds of champions. I always like to see how teams adapt to that. It feels to me like Dominoes didn't really think about doing something on bot side of it, but they do have elements of control in team fights.
I mean, they are definitely thinking about doing something bot lane now. Kevo and Cly spotting that out as Tax is moving over, and a TP is being used as well. Domino, they potentially be caught in a little 3v4 situation, as that's a flash forward from Taxa. They're blocking down Shackle. He's got nowhere to move. A third kill, a killing spree for Nile. More of that gold going on the Cassante. And Snubby ended up in a position which he probably wouldn't like to be in. You could spider Nautilus away as much as you like, but eventually you're going to go down.
I mean, Snarby are throwing that curveball in, right? They never expect him to be in their base, right? In their T3, and like Verdant have to react to it, you know? Think about it like
surviving a long time.
Actually, if he lives, he has mental edge over
this guy. If he lives this, oh no, is he killing the ward? He doesn't auto Nilla because he knows he's dead. He goes for the ward so he can get the gold to the XP. That is big support gameplay, right? In the meantime, Verdant were able to pick up that Drake, and you can see here how Domino's dive, it doesn't really work out.
I like the intent of the play, right? They get their mids, they get their jungle, and they want to go for a dive on the pushing wave bot. But the big thing there was Lari hadn't pushed the wave bot yet. And that wasn't Lari made a massive misplay. It's a cannon wave. It's going to take time. You guys are here way too fast. What you should have done is fix the mid wave first. Mid and side waves meet out of sync for a reason. And if you fix that mid wave first, Jace also wouldn't have lost as much being there for that play. And he would have been there on time for the wave to crash, instead of this awkward moment where essentially two of you are just overextended in the lane. So the intent, I like it. The execution, gonna have to go back and VOD with you a little. This turns into another Herald for Verdant. Think about what happened last game, right? Break open midsection. It becomes very difficult for the Jax to get his stuff off later on, even as he gradually becomes an absolute monster. game becomes very hard for Domino.
I'll tell you what, though, with Verdant investing that pressure towards the top side from their bot lane and Nile not arriving at that bottom lane for a little while, Larry was able to pick up first tower gold. So despite the fact that this Kai'Sa has really been starved of any attention in the bottom lane, she's even on CS, she's got that first tower gold in. Verdant will be responding by taking down the mid lane tower, and whilst they're going to get less gold for this, it's going to mean a hell of a lot more for the state of the map.
Yeah. But she's strong, but unfortunately she's not very independent. Kai'Sa really does rely on the rest of her team to be able to get her into the opponents here. She needs that Nautilus ultimate to hit the backline. She needs a Gragas to knock up someone in the backline. She needs a Jaxi to get in. And here's a good example of it. You have the Nautilus and you have the Gragas coming down, seeing maybe we can set up something on Nyla. Because otherwise, this Kai'Sa just can't close the gap.
There's an issue she's going to have to deal with as Domino. They've gotten to points of power. They've got all of their mythic items completed, save for Snarby, but they are just lagging that little bit behind Verdant, who, let's be real, scaling pretty strong themselves. Right?
I'm really interested to see the effect that tower had. So you had a BF Sword and Berserker's Greaves versus Berserker Greaves. Okay. So essentially around 300 gold behind on stats. Okay, and here you see it much better illustrated. Obviously 700 straight gold behind Zeri versus Kai'Sa. This translates into the Cull, extra 350. Difficult thing about Cull is it becomes very slot efficient later for AD champions because you want to keep it to keep the AD and stuff up. And the additional gold that goes on towards the BF sword. So definitely still ahead. I was really interested to see the kind of itemization difference this would lead to. What you're looking at though, like think about 800 gold in this way, right? Each wave you have about 125 gold plus per wave, right? Say that you're getting about that much per wave, and then I tell you someone has 800 gold lead. 45 seconds per one of those waves. This guy, that translates to a lot of time because I'm not doing arithmetic right now. That Zeri can go back and finish a full item versus the Kai'Sa, right? If you think about it that way, it becomes insane. 45 becomes a minute 30, becomes 3 minutes, becomes basically, I think we're looking right now at about like 4 minutes and a bit of time that she has over her opponent to be able to get her items back. Those gold leads matter a lot when you put them in that kind of a context. And you can even argue, why not just sell the Cull? I've just removed another wave of time.
Why not just kill Snarby? You've just removed another member of Domino as Shaolin actually opts back in, but he's got very few places to go. The heal will get the spear up, and the root will secure E-roll the kill. Couple of kills for Verdant there in the bottom lane, and Fjonburn in not the most secure place he's ever been under his tower. Shackle has been caught out in his jungle. The concussive blows will stand him up as that is a brilliant ultimate. Glacier Fizzer landing on 2. The explosive kills will take out the Braum in the end, but this is a fight that you do not win, Domino. Nile is unstoppable. Fjonburn is dead, and that is a delayed ace for Verdant.
The 2 kills bought them basically 4 minutes of time for an objective, and these kills bring them almost the entire game. We could zoom towards the end at that point, to be honest. Very big plays by Verdant there. Very good for anybody but Hitbrain and Aragon when it comes to the predictions right now, and means that the caster prediction race is close, which I know is what you lovely people are tuning in here for, right?
Yeah, let's say that. Let's say that. Maybe the reason I'm a bit less invested is because I'm last place at the moment.
You just kept voting for Verdant every single
I thought they were going to win, and hey, what are they doing right now, veteran?
Well, yeah, but I voted this time. You voted when they were playing against Whittle.
Right, maybe there was a little bit of optimism there. Regardless, though, Verdant, they've taken pretty commanding lead of this game. Domino, though, still looking for plays. They've sent a couple of people towards the top lane. They're hunting for Nilla. This is a particularly tanky Cassante, but maybe not tanky enough as forced to dash back away. Shaolin with a couple more hits. A massive shutdown for the Domino mid laner.
Snobby again, though, and honestly, they are ahead on the map right now. So Verdant, if they want to get back tempo on the map, they have to fight. And let's be real, they're powerful enough to take a fight if they want to.
Snarby going over the wall. Kevo just able to dash away.
Where
Has
are
a
they?
load of damage into Clyde's back.
Oh!
As Laurie will slay him down. Diving forward with a killer instinct. Getting the cleanse flash away from Taxa. Domino, they are not going down without a fight. E-roll not quite able to get the roam over.
I mean, Verdant there, they had to take a fight or they were actually going to lose out on map tempo, and I was wondering if they actually had the damage at a point until Zeri just launched a railgun through the opponents. That was an incredible amount of damage there from Kevo, and shows how much that lead is going to translate in towards closing the game. This objective's getting melted. Dominoes kind of have to fight if they want to deny this. Verdant have abandoned it.
Yeah, they're turning away, and
Ooh.
Tax was pretty damn low on HP. Larry looking for an outplay. I'm not sure that's going to happen, though, but Verdant, they've kind of disengaged the Baron themselves, and Domino are thinking about a play, deciding against it in the end. They are still 4v5, and Verdant could look for a re-engage here if they want to. So are we going to be forced to hook himself away, nearly running forward? Neither team able to quite get on top of each other.
I mean, what you wanted there was for Verdant to stop doing the Baron. Giving away Larry's life for that Baron, I think is completely worth it in that situation. The Baron was basically the game ending. At least inhibitors go down for that, so Dominoes can be happy with what they got.
Shaolin has been caught. Nearly will slam him over the wall. Stun him with the concussive blows as well. Nowhere to go. Another kill for the Cassante. This man in the top lane for Verdant is really turning the screws.
Yeah, I mean, this is gone from a close game where Verdant have some advantages to a Verdant win, but Domino's Snarby with the Death Squad is constantly looking for stuff. These two guys, jungle support, are working really well together this game, but we've seen Snarby pull this off with every jungler that Domino have had. So hats off to him for making stuff happen. And look here, right? This actually looked quite close. Snarby got on. Cly looks dead. Taxon looks like he's out the fight. And then this railgun that Kevo sends through the entire team almost deletes multiple members off the map. That slow scaling of the Zeri really coming into play now. She's gone 2-item crit build here with Immortal Shield Bow. Not foregoing the survivability of Trinity Force. This build's probably going to be a lot more popular now that you can get on towards Infinity Edge on second item, and it is and always has been the most damage Zeri can do if she can get in range of the enemy team. And she definitely feels like in this game, she doesn't need the HP that stuff like Trinity builds, Bruiser builds gives her to deal out her damage. If the Jace and the Jax want to take on her, they're welcome to try. For her, they're not reasonable threats, so she can become the biggest threat on the map.
Oh, I love this from Verdant. Just starting up the Drake with two people, fronting the rest of your comp forward at Domino and trying to deny the steal as much as possible. Over the wall! Not going to come through from Shaolin. That was a clean take from Taxa, and Verdant can recall wearing purple.
The thing is that the moment that the Jace started throwing his EQ in, it became a scenario where Taxa had to steal the Drake from Domino. So Domino effectively secured the Drake for Verdant by attempting to steal the...
Oh, Flash! Petrifying Gaze stuns 3! And Verdant will wipe them out nearly as quickly. What an ultimate from E-Roll in the mid lane. Larry can dash back into his grave. Kevo unstoppable, and Verdant explode in the mid lane.
20 Magi stacks now on the Cassio. 10 here. Beholds the 10 Magi stack ultimate. Boom! Not much to say there. You don't want to be caught at that angle against the Cassio like that. Very, very good engage by the Cassio. Very nice time play by Errol. And that's going to be it, really. At this point, you're running away with the game. You have far too much damage in your lanes, and you're far too dangerous for them to try to get their Kaiser into. This now feels like a game that Verdant are just looking to try to close.
And it feels like a game they've had control of as well, right? Domino have been in contestation, but that goal lead has slowly been ticking up for the team on the blue side of the Rift. And the grass really has been greener for Verdant for this game. They've been making more plays. They've been doing stuff themselves. That ultimate in the mid lane from Eero, a fantastic example. And that's what they need to be doing if they want to retain their current standing in the playoffs, or maybe even push a little bit higher. Shall in there, just taking out that mid lane tower, which is going to feel nice for Domino, but it's turned a 10k gold lead for Verdant into a 9k gold lead, and they're immediately going to claim that 10k gold lead right back.
Yep, I mean, I'm sure if you get a little bit of a dopamine hit from hitting that top lane tower flag switch, but Verdant, they're just on your inhibitor already. The base is breaking open. You can see the difference between Verdant trying to close a game versus Nord trying to close a game, though, right? Nord delayed their push towards inhibitor tower in favor of synchronizing their waves with their Azir. In this game, mid-wave wasn't even being addressed. You just have 4 people on one side going straight for the inhibitor, and with this mid-wave not being hit, not being pushed in at all, after doing that, then they go to mid-wave to try to close. Ultimately, both teams will try to close, but this could already have been taken on the last wave, and we could just be looking at them ending on the Nexus.
And Shaolin is already dead. E-Rollers solo killed Snarby, and Larry will Killer Instinct back, but still die. Fjumpum stunned under his tower, and becomes a triple kill for Kevo. Verdant in a very, very swift fashion, taking down Domino in their own base.
Sure, Verdant can just vomit damage on the opponents and end the game no matter what. But it's interesting to me how they synchronize the waves on their final Baron push. Okay? And I will talk about it.
Nonetheless, a game-ending fight, a 20